Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Energy Stoners Cafe and Talk with TQ. Tonight, I am just thrilled to be at the Studio Theater in Exile and interviewing its founder, Mara Mills. And I'm actually doing this in Peekskill, New York at the MOCA, the Museum of Contemporary and Cultural Art. It's a beautiful place. And she's curating an exhibit for her brainchild, Climbing the Walls, that my understanding is that it was actually begun during the beginning of COVID, and we were all climbing walls. So here she is, Mara. This is not our first interview.
No,
this is not our first rodeo.
Nope.
Not at all.
We've had a lot of rodeos.
Oh, yes, we had indeed.
All fun.
Yes, always fun.
And as usual, I'm going to go back for a minute because Studio Theater in Exile, during COVID, we did Climbing the Walls because we were doing it online. But this is our 20th anniversary of Writing the Walls.
Oh,
Isn't that amazing?
it is amazing.
It really is amazing. Here, we started when we were doing walks through the museum and stopping and doing poetry and stuff in front of the work. And now that we've got the theater, the artwork is projected and the artists and the writers and dancers and everybody else and you are in front.
Yes.
So it's really, it's different and it's exciting.
So just tell me really briefly, because I want to talk about your upcoming show. How did Studio Theater in Exile begin? What made this happen?
Okay, well, it started in two ways, actually. Jeremy and I were working at the Newman Theater, which we had started, and it was our 13th year, and it was 2005. And just because of things that happened, and it was at a Jewish center, just because of things that happened in the world, we ended up having to close the theater. And about a week later, I walked into MOCA, and I looked around, and there was enormous paintings. They were called extra, extra large. They took up an entire wall. So I went to find Livia, and I said, listen, I'm in theater. Can I bring playwrights and poets here, and can we work in front of the artwork? Because I don't have to have a set. I don't have to have props. I don't have to have anything. We could just do this all original work because that's what I really love. And she said, sure.
She always says sure.
She always says sure to me. It's great. She says sure about anything exciting. So here we are, 20 years later. But right after COVID, we had a chance to turn the black box at the museum into a black box theater, which is called Studio Theater in Exile.
Okay.
And it's in exile because there's a joke that you have to be in New York to be taken seriously. Well, that also means you don't get to do a lot of original work.
Yes. Well, that's how I first became aware of you. I won't say that's when I first knew you because we knew each other and we didn't know we knew each other.
Right.
But I became aware of you at, I went to a play, a Juma, which was a wonderful play with Katori Walker, who everybody loves. It's hard not to love Katori.
Very, very hard. And she's a delight on stage, off stage.
Yes.
Very talented woman.
Such a good soul.
Yeah.
And she's so extraordinarily talented. And then you came after, and I could tell the audience how, when you came up the stairs to my punch, I said, wow, you did this. I was very surprised it was you. But I think that it's a really good idea to do, I'll say, live theater in a community, no matter the size.
Oh, yeah. I mean, first of all, theater is a way of expressing not only things for entertainment, but for us, our mission is original work, voices in the community, unserved voices. So what better place than Peekskill if you really want to know? I mean, we have many different kinds of populations. It's really fascinating. And the amount of talent is rather incredible.
Yeah, there is a lot of talent here.
A lot of talent.
The Hudson Valley is just rich with so much. It really is. It's one of the places I never dreamed I'd live. You know? And it's a nice thing, but you're pretty much a city person originally, right?
Yes, I am a Bronx girl.
A Bronx girl.
Born and bred in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, they used to call me Mara.
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 I call you Mara.
Yeah, it's okay.
I grew up near the Bronx, and Jeremy keeps gently correcting me, and she says Mara.
My mother till the day she died was Mara. It was like, yep, Bronx. But
Yeah.
Mara is actually the Hebrew pronunciation.
Yes. Well, you have to really, pay homage to that. That's important.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
It is, because that was, Mary was Mara.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. That was the actual name for all of those various things. It also means bitter water.
Okay.
And the Scandinavian hag of nightmare.
That sounds lovely.
It's very theatrical.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It's funny, you really have this way of connecting, or with the shows that I've seen that you've been involved with, you have this sort of uncanny way of having these actors, these performers, connect with the audience. I know a little bit about theater. I know that you really have to consider the audience, and the audience is what you kind of get your energy from when you do live theater.
Yeah.
So tell us about what you're working on right now. I know there's a rehearsal going on at the other side of the museum right now.
Yeah, we're finishing the rehearsal process of Dramatist
The Dramatist
playland. What did I call it?
The Dramatist theme park.
Thank you very much.
7 rides.
Yes, 7 rides, 7 plays. We had over 200 plays come in. The committee read every one of them. Curiously enough, everything was totally anonymous. It ended up being 7 men. That is unheard of in this theater. I mean, most of the time it's women authors, women performers, women whatever. All of a sudden I had scripts, 5 men scripts, 7 men scripts. So all I said to Phil, who was kind of directing the program, I said to him, Phil, get me female directors. I mean, this is not good, Anyway, we do have 3 female directors, I believe, and one of them, Julie Laverne, you'd love her.
I love everybody.
She's wonderful. So, yeah, it's interesting.
I bet it is. I bet it is.
Yeah.
And so tell me about, I just want to ask you about the piece we're sitting in front of. Tell me about this. It's edgy. It's edgy.
It's very edgy. African artist. It's an interesting, because there's a story behind this. That's his son. And his son was diagnosed with childhood diabetes. And when you look at this painting, thinking about that, where he's like holding on, what is he holding on to? What is pushing him away from this part? There's like a terrible wind taking him away. And I think there's a lot of his father's feeling about having a son who's very, very ill right now.
Yeah.
And that's how one's life translates into art.
Yes.
So what we do during Writing the Walls is we ask the writers and playwrights and dancers and musicians to choose a piece of work and do their own take on it. I have no idea and I'm sure someone's going to pick this because it's a beautiful piece.
It is a beautiful piece.
Isn't it a beautiful piece?
It's very emotional.
Yes.
Yes. Especially when you see that it's a child. I mean, who wouldn't feel something from that?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that the artist felt a lot from that.
Well, it's and it's such motion. There's so much movement in this piece.
There's a lot of push and pull going on there.
So it's going to be interesting. And then, so they do that. They write their work. They come in. And then we go through a rehearsal process, which is also an editing process. Because sometimes when something is written down, it's great. Doesn't read as well. So part of what we do in March, So February, let's go back a minute. The end of February, all the submissions from Running the Walls are in, and invitations are going out by email, by everything. It's a collaboration between the museum and the theater. Better thing to do, bring art and theater together. And it's going to go up April, what did we say?
I heard April 20th, 26th, 27th, and 28th.
No, I don't think so, but we'll find, it's going up in April though.
Okay.
Because in March we'll rehearse, and we could ask. But yeah, so that's what we're doing, and it's, like I said, the 20th anniversary. 20 years of doing this here.
Wow.
We came in a year after the museum opened.
That's amazing. You know, and here you still are.
Yeah, here I still am.
Here you still are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So tell me about one of the plays. Just pick one. I was curious.
Oh, one of these plays?
Yes, I want to hear about one of these, because this seems like it's going to be very exciting.
The whole series goes from almost reality to people fighting over a couple, actually in this case 2 women, to a couple fighting over where they're going to send their kid to camp because, you know, you have kids, you go to work, right? And the end of it is called the last show is literally a bunch of people gathered and they have no idea why. And they don't know how they got there. And they just start talking to each other, and all of a sudden their numbers are being called. And what happens? There's your denouement. Okay, number 1, I don't want to go. Call somebody else, you know. So, and it's called Towards the Great Unknown, right? Close enough. And that's actually Julia Levert is doing that. So it goes from realistic to totally absurd. And the music will follow that. It's calliope music that gets more and more distorted between shows because we're on strange rides. What else can I tell you about them?
Well, this doesn't give everything away, but
no, it doesn't.
Definitely does intrigue, this piece. You know, this promo piece.
Oh, doesn't it? I mean, yeah. That's made by Sophia Lidvak, who just graduated her master's in fine arts.
Good for her.
And I asked her if she would do it because she has a great imagination.
Yeah, I wonder what she was thinking about.
Maybe Playland.
It's just a very interesting piece. So, but tell me more about Studio Theater in Exile, because I've known you for a bit now, and I even took a walk through Manhattan with you a couple times.
That's right.
Not knowing that you were in pain walking. And when I'm in good shape, I walk really fast. And it was really interesting how I got to know you and got to know the depth of your being. You know, you're definitely a theater person. Whether have you ever been on stage? And then you decided to become a director?
You know what? When I was on stage, I loved the rehearsal process. I love the finding of the character, the becoming the character. Then it was opening night, and they wanted me to do it again and again and again and again, and I got bored. The applause doesn't do it for me. I like the work, and I realize that I care much more about my audience if I'm off stage.
Oh.
As a director, I care a great deal about them. I want to give them the best show possible, the most, truthful piece of work I can. I don't feel like that as an actress.
Yeah, you feel like, over and over again, but yet there's a different audience.
Yeah.
Every night.
Yeah, but yes, and the audience does give you something, but the process is over. The creative process for me, as an actor, was over when I hit the stage. That's a director's position.
Yeah.
Because as a director, I can leave after the show goes up for the first time and never see it again.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe you should go into movies, Mara.
Then I'd have to watch them again, wouldn't I?
You have to watch it over and over and over again.
I actually have been in 3 films.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
One was, oh, they were very intellectual. One was based on La Femme de Sans Tête, The Woman of 100 Heads,
Oh, cute.
by Duchamp.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, all I remember about that film, I don't even remember what it was about. I remember two scenes. One was walking through Central Park in about 4 feet of snow, in a long black velvet coat and a pair of heels. You ever
Oh,
seen me in heels?
no.
No,
Okay.
it's not safe.
Yeah.
Can't
It
be.
sounds like the female Grim Reaper.
It was, I just kept falling. I guess I spent a lot of time getting brushed off. Yeah, it was fascinating. And the other piece of that was, all I remember is I was laying on the bed in a photographer's studio, and the guys who were filming were above me. And the director was saying to me, da 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 da, do this, whatever, fine. And I had no idea what was going on. And then I saw the film, and it was like, there was this beautiful, beautiful, softly moving, lovely thing, and photographs floating through the air. And I went, oh, I didn't know that was the story. Isn't that nice? And then I did a modern day Sleeping Beauty. We're in an old tower in Massachusetts. And again, it's very fascinating because you film something and they slow it down, they change it, they do something with it. I was grabbing things and all of a sudden looked like I was plucking leaves off trees in this very romantic.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah. Film lies. It's wonderful.
We
It's
love
a
that, though.
wonderful thing, but it lies.
Yeah.
It's so
Well,
great.
I mean, there are other things that lie too,
True.
more than film, I would say. But there's something about the live theater that's very special, I'll say. I've always felt that way. But I think that what you're doing here, and just your position, are you artistic director here?
I'm an artistic director of the theater. I'm actually run the education program for the museum.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a good position.
It's a lovely position.
It's perfect for you.
Yeah, it is. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, you do you do subliminal instruction. That's what I call it. You're being taught. To speak to Mara is being taught, and you don't realize you're being taught something. And then you walk away and you realize you got a head full of knowledge that you didn't have when you walked in the door.
You know that, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true. No, it's perfect. As an educator myself, a lot of people don't know that. I know that that's the way to do it. It's kind of like quantum learning.
Sneak it in.
Sneak it in, while they're kicking and screaming. They won't know what hit them, but you walk out with the knowledge. And I think there's a lot to be learned right now in our society.
Well, I think that's what part of what we do is one of the reasons that it's communities and social justice and doing shows that show us something about how life either could be, should be, or isn't.
Yeah.
Which kind of covers all of theater except for musical theater.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's the only way to fight. I don't know any other way to fight against social evils, social this, and we need it now.
Yeah,
We really, really need that. The importance of coming together as a community, as a creative, artistic community, and we're better than in Peekskill.
Yeah.
That's our weapon.
Yeah.
Is to get people to learn subliminally by
giving them
right, to give them theater, give them art. Let's talk about what this all means.
Yeah.
And
So the people that you've been casting, we do know we always talk about Katori Walker. It's hard for me not to speak to you and not speak about Katori Walker. And she's just a wonderful, wonderful individual artist, actress, actor, and writer. I know she wears a lot of hats. But tell me about the people that you choose to direct. How do they choose you or do you choose them? Because you had some outstanding performances here that you were very involved with and you kind of leave the room.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. But again, that goes with being a director. You know, once the show opens, it's theirs.
Yeah.
You know, you've come on stage for Writing the Walls. It's you
Yeah.
come on, it's your interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
We work together, we put it together, and then I get out of the way.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah, you know, there's such a huge amount of talent. How do we choose people? Well, in the case of the plays, the people were chosen through good old-fashioned audition.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For Writing the Walls, the poets, and you know, basically the poets, I rehearse them so that they know, they either learn how or exercise how to read.
Yes.
We also edit poems because
Mm-hmm.
you know sometimes when it's spoken, it's too long.
Yeah.
You need to cut it a little
Cut
bit.
a few things out. Yes.
Cut it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are people who want to write but don't want to read, and that's when I reach out and I go, "Want to be on stage?" And that's really based on my wanting to work with that particular person.
Thank you.
No,
I
it's
did
really,
that. I read someone else's work.
Yeah.
You know, you try to give it the respect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that, and try to imagine what he really intended. You know, I could get into that with you. But, you know, let's just tell the audience that's watching this museum, okay? I mean, I'd say you really hit pay dirt to be able to work here.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's huge. You have wonderful art in here. And at the same time, you're in a corner of a small, big town.
Perfect.
It is.
It is.
It's outstanding.
Right. You can, the wonderful thing, first of all, to work someplace like this where you walk in and you can literally walk past a piece of art and go, oh, I've never seen that about that before. Look, do you, what? So you're constantly, you know, it would be lovely to work in the Met, but you would only see your floor.
Oh, yes.
Here you get you get changes.
Yes.
You get juried shows like you think I'm too old.
Yeah.
There's something much more intimate about it, and when one can be intimate with art,
Yeah.
I mean that's like the best lover in the world.
Yeah, that is the best lover, and I think that's what I imagine that's what most artists have intend when they create a painting. So tell me, there's this, well, we can look at this painting here. Who is it by?
This is by Diop. He's from Somalia. And this is called, this piece, when it came in, literally hit me over the head because it's called Life Before Pain, The Moment Before Pain. And it is not only stunning, but he's an interesting artist because he burns, he cuts, he turns things upside down. And I always imagine, I'm sure his blood is on there because if he just, the danger in what he's doing, the racketing and tearing and the masks.
So his DNA is in there.
His DNA is absolutely in this painting, and that is an extremely exciting piece. So I'm going to tell everybody the secret. Sharon Simmons Wright, who has been doing choreography for Writing the Walls for 2 or 3 years now,
I'm
right?
familiar with Sharon.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love her work. We were walking around and she said, oh, I want to do that one for Writing the Walls. And I said, that's perfect. That's just perfect. So, but the idea of taking art and using it as the inspiration, it's not new. This has gone on forever. But to be able to have in a museum in your hands, to take this incredible work and say to people, would you look at it and write? Use your imagination. And these are people, some people have 3, 4, 5 books out. Some people have never written a poem before in their life. Last year, we had a 16-year-old who wrote a lovely little piece. And that's what we want. Our goal is to show the whole world who comes to see us
Yeah.
how important it is to to bring the creativity of a community out.
Yes.
And to integrate it, because that's where we get out of our silos, is with art.
So you come out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
But here, I have to say, being in here, as huge as this place is, and I think you can hear a little bit of echo to get an idea of the cavernous volume of this place. You know, it feels almost like home. It's easy, it's comfortable, it's very inviting, it's got an extremely good vibe, and you know, people will enjoy and be inspired.
We have an incredible curator. Livia Strauss is one of the finest curators. She is responsible for this show. She's responsible for the show that's upstairs. And when you walk around this museum and you realize there's a lot of white space, so that you can really look at a work and it's not being impinged on by another work.
Right.
But even when she juxtaposes, if you look around this room, there's a togetherness from it. She knows how to put two things together, and
it's oddly cohesive.
Yes, and it's exciting.
It is
It's
exciting
work. So translating the exciting work onto a stage is...
I mean, what more could you ask, right?
I can't.
Well, I'm just going to say, because I'm getting the signal to wrap it up, but that's okay. You know, there'll always be another interview. There'll always be another one.
Oh, good. Well, I've got something for you for the summer.
Oh, okay. I'm looking forward to that one. Hey. So, but tell the audience when this show opens.
Okay, so, because I can't remember dates. So, Dramatist Theme Park is opening on February 14th, 15, 16, 21, 22, 23. Fridays at 7 and Saturdays and Sundays at 3.
Okay, I thought it was on the 26th.
And Writing the Walls, submission starts as soon as people start looking. There's an opening of the show here on February 1st. So anyone who wants to come in and
take
look
a
at the work, and if they can't get in that day, the museum is open Thursdays and Saturdays from 11 to 5. They can come in then, look at the work, and submit by February 28th.
Okay. I'm sure that everybody heard that.
Okay.
You know, and I think that this is really worth seeing. This, I can hardly wait to see.
Good. I want to hear what you think about it.
I will. You always
hear. Oh, I'll know.
You'll know. I'll tell you exactly what I think about it.
And then Writing the Walls, I expect you up there again?
Oh, yeah, I will. I don't mind. I'm that normal. I don't know that public speaking is a primal fear. Someone told me that once, but some people don't have it.
Oh, well, you certainly don't. You've gotten over them.
I don't know if I ever had it. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. It's not all about me. It's about you. It's not about me.
It's about us.
It's about us. Yes.
So, yeah.
And it's about this wonderful art and performances that happened here. We love it here.
Great.
You know, and
I love having you here.
I love being here with you, Mara. It's the best, and you've come a long way, baby. I knew you when we didn't know we knew each other.
That's right.
Yeah.
When we were mere tots.
Yeah, we were just morsels.
We were.
That's what I say.
And how we have
morsels.
grown.
Yes, how we've grown. Yes. And I didn't even know I was an artist. I didn't know anything, seriously. But that's another show for another time.
Right, we'll applaud art.
Yes, we'll make it work. Okay, so I'm going to say goodbye to the audience. And thanks for coming. I'm going to say goodbye to you for now. For now.
Yes, I'll see you at the show next.
You'll see me very soon.
Yeah.
Yes, if not before then.
All right.
Yes. And thanks for coming to the Energy Stoners Cafe and to talk with TQ. And as always, I look forward to bringing the most interesting people to you that I can find on the planet. Bye-bye.